Major news from the president-elect's team this week as they make what they're calling the first wave of additional staff announcements. But one name may be drawing more attention than others as one woman goes from an unsuccessful contestant on Mr. Trump's reality shows to being tapped for a role in his White House. Joining me now, Omarosa who was just named Assistant to the President and Director of Communications for the Office of Public Liaison. It's a mouthful. What does it mean? Title. What does it basically mean, Omarosa?
You know, a public engagement is so important, particularly to President-elect Trump, because he wants to connect with Americans. He wants to hear what their issues are in their communities, and we're going to fight for them. And so my role is to go into the communities and continue an extension of the work that I was doing already on the campaign and with the National Diversity Coalition.
Now, what's interesting about you is that this is not your first time working in the White House. The last time, it was for a Democratic administration and Vice President Al Gore, right?
I worked for Gore, and I was Deputy Associate Director of Presidential Personnel for Bill Clinton.
Wow. And obviously you voted for, I imagine, Bill Clinton.
I did.
And
in fact.
Were you a Barack Obama supporter, too?
I was. You know, traditionally, African Americans have been Democrats, and I think that Democrats have taken advantage and taken for granted the African American vote, and you are seeing a huge movement of African Americans moving to the Republican Party, and I'm one of them. I'm a Trumplican.
I have not heard that. That's the first time I heard that.
Proud Trumplican.
All right, now I have to ask you, since we're talking about your role in the White House,
Please.
You've been so fun to watch on The Apprentice. You were always a crowd favorite, including my own. But you made controversy earlier this year on this PBS Frontline documentary when you said that, well, I'll just play this soundbite. Here it is.
Uh-oh.
Every critic, every detractor will have to bow down to President Trump. It's everyone who's ever doubted Donald, whoever disagreed, whoever challenged him. It is the ultimate revenge to become the most powerful man in the universe.
Now,
wow, it sounds so ominous.
It does with the music
and the lighting. I taped that.
Yeah, do you want to explain
probably 4 or 5 months before, you know, I joined the campaign. And really, I think that if you look back on all of the people who said Donald Trump would never be the president of the United States, who mocked him, who made fun of him, who made wagers, and all the pollsters who were wrong, I think out of 30, only 2 of them had him winning. And so, yeah, this is a moment where people who thought that he would never be president have to stop and recognize that Donald Trump will be the 45th president of the United States.
But no bowing. But it's great to see you.
No bow. Oh, no.
I got to go. Up against a heartbreak. Great to see you. Omarosa, see you soon.